Today, I'm going to take you through some blog planning exercises. I'll show you my favorite tools, how to optimize for SEO, and how I keep track of everything. So, the first thing you need is an objective for your blog post. The purpose of the SEO is to get someone to your page who's never been to your page before. And then you need an objective for someone who has never been to your page. What do you want them to do? What is the purpose of this blog post? It could just be to sign up for your email list. It could be to take a free course. It could be to get something free or to watch another video or read another blog post. But it also, of course, could be to buy something. So you need to kind of figure out the flow and how much buy-in someone needs before they're willing to purchase your product. If your product is $5,000, your blog is going to have to be really, really good to get them there on the first time, or your objective is going to need to bring them some other value and get buy-in by following you on Instagram or reaching out to you and having a conversation or something like that. If you have like a $25 product, you maybe can go directly to buying. So I've set up this spreadsheet, and this is for my next level of blog planning. I've got my objective listed here, which is something to buy, an affiliate sign up, watching a playlist, taking a free course. There's all kinds of things. And these are kind of my general topics. So I have a product called the Printable Palette, which is a file that you can print out. It's a color palette, and it helps with color matching. So you don't have to understand what this is to do this with me. But if I search Printable Palette, I'm over here. This is Moz Keyword Explorer, M-O-Z, and you have 10 queries a month for free on a free account. I am logged into that free account here, but it's not paid. I've searched Printable Palette, but the thing that you'll find is that only one person is searching that per month. If that Printable Color Palette, only 27. Yes, it'd be great if I could sell 27 more of these a month, but I think I can do better. Then you see down here, you've got 26,000 people are searching printable coloring pages. However, that's not what my product does. So I need to find something kind of in the middle that's got more monthly search volume, but is not totally irrelevant to what my product does. So I'm going to use tools like this to find some other ideas. So I'll look through, this is Printable Palette. I'll look through here. Kind of some of them get less relevant as they go down. So you'll see like printable palette plans, palette projects. That's not anything related to me because palette is spelled differently. Something that I have found is printable color chart is a great idea. This might take a second to load. One other tool that I might use is UberSuggest, which is over here. I find it prettier and easier to use personally. You get 3 free searches daily. And so usually I'm trying to do more blog planning than that. So I use the Moz because you get the 10 searches for free. And I'll show you another tool I use in a second. What I like here is that we are arranged by search volume. So these are some great ideas. Printable color chart is what we were thinking about. It's got about 390 searches a month, according to UberSuggest, which is pretty good. It's a little bit difficult to rank for, 44 as opposed to like 29 or 16, but we can take a look at this to get some other ideas. So printable color mixing chart is something we might want to use, printable color wheel chart, printable RGB color chart, that gives me 90. That's definitely something I want to use, or printable color swatch chart. We definitely want to use those. So what I've done is add those in my other keywords. We haven't found like the number one that we necessarily want to use yet. And so what you'll find here is a slightly different result. This one says printable color chart gets 275. This one says printable color chart gets 390. All of these tools are trying to approximate Google's algorithm, so they're not going to be perfect, but you can use this data, to get an approximate of which terms are more popular and which terms are less popular. Free printable color chart, obviously popular. I'm not necessarily gonna use that because mine is not free. But let's see if we can find anything else in here that we want to use. Free printable color wheel chart, maybe. That gives us some ideas. Color chart for kids. Printable charts. Maybe we can do that. And then let's search, I'm gonna go with CMYK color chart. Okay, you'll see this isn't counting down my queries because I've already searched these things today before I filmed this. So that's actually a really nice thing that I didn't realize. If you search the same thing twice, it doesn't count against you. Okay, but look at this. So we've got a 900 and a 263 for CMYK color chart and CMYK color chart PDF. That is literally what my product is. So we're gonna use that as my main, these two are kind of gonna be my main keywords since they have basically the same words I can optimize for both at the same time, and that'll give me a combined search volume of about 1,100. These are a bunch of other words that we've got that we can include in there. One thing to think about is I actually, through researching this previously, a lot of these were the same, but with the word color spelled with a U, and they were fewer. So maybe color without the U was 100 search volume, but color with the U was like 50 search volume. But if you're doing something for that's applicable in the UK as well, or something, you can think of different ways to spell that. And then within your article, you can use different ones, or you can write 2 different articles, one where you optimize for color with a U and one where you optimize with color without the U. And that'll just get you, it's like half the work, and it gets you multiple search results. I also love this tool called Keywords Everywhere. It's a Chrome extension, and you purchase credits. I purchased 10,000 credits like a year ago and just used them up, and it was $10, and I just bought another one for $10. So I'm gonna have like a year. You can also turn off which sites they show up on to save credits if you want. So anything that I type here, I'll type printable color chart. And then what you get when you have Keywords Everywhere turned on is you get the search volume of that keyword. And actually, as you're typing, you'll even get some other suggestions. So printable color chart, this one's saying 590, which is definitely higher than either the other tools said. I like Keywords Everywhere, and I find that it's somewhat accurate. There's no real way to measure it unless you're Google, but I find it's pretty accurate. So I'm more inclined to believe this one than even any of the other tools. But you can get a lot of really good ideas like color identification chart, and that's where you start seeing that U. This was the one that actually, and then color matching printable. I definitely want to add that in there because my tool is perfect for printable color matching. So all these other keywords are just things I'm going to use throughout the article to provide context to the main keyword. But what I'm optimizing for first and foremost is this keyword right here. And I want to show up on like every search. I want to get to number 1 on those searches. And with 1,100 search volume, there's a chance. I'm like number 4 on a couple of search keyword searches that have around 1,000. So there's a chance that I can absolutely get there. And the more content you create around these topics, you'll see there's a lot of different topics over here. Printable palette, pricing invitations, retirement planning, saving money on invitations, lots of objectives, lots of different things. But if you focus in on something, like if you were to do Depsado, Honeybook, and just keep writing more and more articles about that, you're going to have a better chance of ranking on higher search terms within those niches, whatever you want to say. I'm going to do a different example to get off the printable palette thing. I've put blog planning down here. That's like this video. I definitely want to SEO it and make sure it's going to get lots of views on YouTube. And for this one, I don't like sell blog planning. I might have people come to my SEO guide, or I might just want to encourage them to watch another YouTube video, and I'll determine when I go through like which video that is. So this is just kind of a fun one, keeps people interested, keeps people on, and maybe eventually, maybe there will be a product associated with it at some point. Okay, blog planning, I'm gonna type that in. This is Keywords Everywhere, but it's slightly different on YouTube. So I'm gonna type in blog planning, and what you'll end up with is like $390 a month. That's pretty decent. Wedding planning blog, I'm gonna have to check that one out, because sometimes you just get ideas for things that are totally unrelated. This is not related to wedding planning, but since I'm in wedding planning, I might want to check that out. It's got 600 search results. That's pretty good. But then you have planning blog content, which is $1,600 a month. So by just changing the name of my video from blog planning to planning blog content, that will get me a much higher search volume. And at this point, I could click on that to get some ideas for things to include in mine. I could watch a couple videos, see what people are talking about when they release blog planning content. But the whole point here is just to have a plan. And so here we're gonna go with planning blog content. How many times have I said the word plan? So the whole point is to have a plan before you start writing. If you just write using the words that you might use, I might use the word printable palette, and as we saw earlier, that is only searchable like 1 time a month, or even if we did printable color palette, it's 27 times a month, whereas this one is being searched over 1,000 times a month. And then if I use all of these other things that I might not have thought of, then it's going to up those search results even more. So as long as you have some kind of plan when you start writing, you might want to include a column here for like topic ideas. If you do read some of the blogs that have been written on these things, see what questions people are asking. All of these other keywords can be used as headings. So, maybe you talk about like PMS color converter and that's a heading, and then you explain how you can use the printable palette for color conversions, that kind of thing. And then you'll throw in something somewhere in the article that tells someone what to do once they're done reading, or even in the middle of reading. I always put videos in the middle of mine. So if I want someone to watch something on my YouTube channel from a blog, I'm going to embed those videos directly in there, get some views from that, and get some traffic to my YouTube channel from my blog, and vice versa. You can embed a listing from your shop. You can embed a sign out form. Just a lot of people do blogs such that they're just sitting there. It's just text. You're just giving value and free information, but you're not getting anything out of it because it's not clear what you expect that person to do afterwards. So give them something to do, whether it's at the end or in the middle or even in the beginning. You can say, full disclosure, I want you to buy my Power and Pricing course if you like these 7 tips for invitation pricing. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what questions you have in the comments about blogging. And of course, we do have an objective for this video, which is to get you to also watch our SEO basics for creatives video, which will be linked in the corner if you don't see it already. Check that out. Let me know what you think. Stick around on our YouTube channel and give us a subscribe if you like what you see.